Hello, this is Ellen Miller from the Alumni Office at Bridgewater College, and I'm very happy to talk with you today about our 2017 West-Whitelow Humanitarian Service Award. Let me tell you a little bit about this award, and then I will introduce you to Gabriela Caballero-Moersfelder, class of '86. The West-Whitelow Award for Humanitarian Service is given to an alumna or alumnus who best represents the high ideals of BC and its alumni. This award honors Naomi Miller-West, class of '29, and Carlisle Whitelow, class of '59, whose extraordinary records of humanitarian service continue to set the example for our BC alumni today. Recipients of this award perform significant public service outside the realm of their vocation. They enhance community well-being and display commitment to promote the betterment of humanity. In addition, they demonstrate leadership through example and action, as well as giving tireless efforts in sharing their talents to the community, be it worldwide or local. So welcome, Gabriela. I'm so glad you were able to join us today.
Thank you, Ellen. I'm so glad to be here.
Great. So we have a few questions for you. And the first one is, why did you attend BC and what were you involved in when you were here?
Okay. First of all, I got to Bridgewater College when Up With People was sponsored by the college. I was the representative for the PR. Oops. And then I always wanted to finish college because I have done a year and a half, 2 years in Costa Rica. Then I started to investigate what was the possibility of me to just join the college, Bridgewater, and it's like, oh, they have a scholarship for alumni, for international students. And one of the qualifications was to be able to speak and write English very well, which I was able to speak, but my writing and reading was not very good. But I worked hard and I was awarded the scholarship. And I wanted to be in such a small campus because Costa Rica is very small. And I have been doing Up With People things in big universities, and they scared me to death. They were too big. And then with that, I was in love with Bridgewater, and all the mountains around remind me home, and it was great. Then when I joined as a student, I was involved in everything. I was enjoying scrap. I also was working at the kitchen. My first job was in the maintenance crew that summer, doing painting outside the fire steps. It was so hot, and then I learned how to paint, and I learned how to do trash, and then from that, I moved to the line. That was a big step. And then my roommate was from Ethiopia. Then the two of us also worked kind of like the same shifts. That was very nice too. I was involved in the international group, the students group, you name it, and I was involved with it. I was involved with the home economics clubs, and I was serving the community. And me knowing Spanish, I was able to reach to the Harrisonburg Spanish community. And then we did a lot of activities with that. Yes. Oh, and I also was involved in the psychology lab, taking care of the rats.
Nice.
Yep.
Very good. So what was your major, Gabby?
I wanted to major in I wanted to major in psychology, but I also wanted to major in sociology. And Professor Burnett was in charge at that time. And he said, well, I don't think, when I interviewed with him, he said, I don't think sociology is what you want. Then I thought, oh, now what? Then for sure, I was a psychology. And psychology was my first class as a set goal. And I sat there, and Prof. Kent was the one that was doing the class in this big, huge auditorium. And I was like, oh my goodness gracious, I had no idea what would just happened here. Then I was like, no, this is wrong. I cannot do this. Then we had to redo my schedule. Then, then we started to focus in English, reading and writing English with Professor Albright and Professor Churchman. They spent so much time just helping me with a sticky sentence. Then, and then after I interview in sociology, I decided, okay, I want to study social things, but not really sociology. Then I went to, then was home economics, and I talked to Mrs. Steinberg, Grace Steinberg, and I said, I really want to study sociology issues, and you have a lot of that. I cannot major in sociology because that's not really what I want. Then she said, okay, we have a lot of flexibility. This is the requirements. And if you meet the requirements, one sewing, one cooking, one interior designing, and something else. And then if you do all that, then you can just put all the other stuff, then I will approve. And I said, great. And that's what I did. I got a double major with psychology and home economics back then.
Nice.
Mhm.
So what would you say is the most important thing you learned while you were at BC?
I think coming from Up with People, I learned that in Up with People, I learned about differences of people, but in Bridgewater, I learned about not only the differences of people, but also differences in religions and acceptance of that instead of trying to tell the people that you need to be square, peg, you know. It's just like, and that was very interesting because being in the SCRA, I don't know if SCRA is still available.
I don't think so.
It's, do you remember SCRA? Was
Yes,
the,
I do.
Mhm. And I remember we used to have meetings and we used to have community events and things. And there were people that carried the Bible everywhere. And because I didn't carry the Bible, I was not good enough. But then I realized there were so many other people didn't carry the Bible, and they were very good. And I used to talk to Dr. Messler a lot about that. And it was just like, that was one of the things, that the beauty of learning about the other religions, the acceptance of other people, and how to help the community, how to, you know, just, it was just an experience very, very different.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah, it was just that. The other thing was I learned to drive.
Mm.
I think Dr. Messler had a lot of trust in me. Then
Uh-huh.
during the summers, he used to say, there's this job that you can apply, and it was as a camp counselor. And Ellen, I never had been in camp. ever. And nobody else applied. Then I guess I got the job. Then I was loaned a car. I had a car. Um, a, it's my itinerary of the camps I needed to go, camps of the Brethren, and then gas, a map, and then Mrs. Messler and Dr. Messler gave me my first sleeping bag. And I didn't know what the heck to do with this thing. He had to explain it to me. He said, you open it here, you go in, and then you close it. It's like, then it was just awesome. It's just I learned so much
Nice.
about not only about material for the brain, but also about me.
Great.
Mhm.
So what is your career and what are your passions right now?
My career, I'm a psychotherapist. I specialize in disabilities. Then I took right from the set go, it was like a clinical psychotherapist, but I study a little bit more. And then after that, after I got my master's, I went for a postgrad in theology and a spiritual direction because I wanted to be in the trenches with the people. When I was working just as a psychotherapist, I was at the hospital working in inpatient and outpatient. But many people didn't have insurance. Then they were not able to access the services. And I did not like that. I wanted to be in the trenches with the people that needed it. And that's what I did.
Great.
Mhm.
Very good. So when you received this award, what did it mean to you?
I was shocked. I was like, oh my goodness, a humanitarian award. I was like, just for do what I'm passionate about it, helping women get out of abusive relationships or helping people finding food or shelter or protect the camps from the police of people that sleep in the streets. That it was just then when I was nominated and I was granted the award, I was like, whoa, that was it was just an honor. It was just I don't know, it's just amazing.
Good. So what advice would you give to our current students?
I think it's having experienced it, and I know it has been many, many years since I was there, but the community is is what is important. I think open the eyes to what the need is, not just academically, but just open the eyes and reach out to Harrisonburg or to the Bridgewater nursing care facility. I remember when my grandmother died, I was with my host family, the Fairchilds, and I would stay with them for a whole year. And I remember getting so very sad, and they gave me some roses, and I thought, what can I do with these roses? Then I took them to the nursing home, and I called later on, and I said that I wanted to adopt that grandmother, and they thought I probably was crazy. But out of that, I created a very good relationship with Hetty, Grandma Hetty. She was 89, and I used to put her in a wheelchair and just roll her around in Bridgewater, and it was awesome. Then I think just having the eyes open and what the need is and just go for it and be flexible and open-minded.
Great. That's great advice. Well, Gabriela, thank you so much for sharing your time and your wisdom and your energy with us. We really appreciate it. And I hope to see you soon in person sometime.
Sounds
Thanks to
great.
all of you for listening, and go Eagles.
Go Eagles. All right. Thanks, Helen.
Yes, absolutely.